Most people have no idea what's about to unfold, and yet, the world is on the precipice of a significant energetic shift, one that few are prepared for. You've likely heard about solar eclipses before, perhaps even witnessed one. But what's coming isn't just another celestial event. This particular eclipse carries a weight unlike any other, an intensity that extends beyond the physical realm and into the very fabric of consciousness. Many assume a partial eclipse is nothing more than a fleeting shadow passing over the sun, a momentary dimming of daylight that holds little consequence beyond its visual spectacle. But this time, things are different. Spiritually, energetically, and even temporally, the eclipse on March 29th is not behaving like those before it. It is stirring something deep, something ancient, something that resonates through the unseen layers of existence. The truth is, very few people are attuned to the magnitude of what is about to unfold, and even fewer are ready to navigate the disruptions it will bring. In the lead-up to this powerful eclipse, life may feel strangely disjointed. Have you noticed a shift? Perhaps your emotions have been unusually volatile. One moment you're calm, centered, and grounded, only to find yourself anxious, restless, or even inexplicably drained the next. This isn't random. It's a symptom of the shifting energies, a reaction to the unseen forces already in motion. If you're spiritually sensitive, you may be feeling the effects more acutely, but even those who don't normally notice energetic fluctuations are starting to pick up on something unusual. There's an undercurrent of tension, an almost electric charge in the air, as if reality itself is beginning to waver. And here's the most perplexing part. The eclipse hasn't even happened yet its presence is already bleeding into the now. This is not the usual anticipation that precedes an astronomical event. Something about this particular eclipse is distorting time itself. You might have sensed it. The sensation that time is slipping through your fingers, moments stretching unnaturally long, while others seem to vanish in an instant. Have you ever glanced at the clock, convinced that only a few minutes have passed, only to discover that nearly an hour has disappeared? Or experienced conversations that feel eerily familiar, as if you've already lived them before? This isn't a coincidence. It's what some call the eclipse distortion effect. A strange warping of perception, a thinning of the veil between past, present, and future. The days leading up to the eclipse are charged with this peculiar, almost dreamlike energy. Reality feels slightly out of sync, as if the world is subtly shifting in ways we can't quite comprehend. Ancient traditions have long regarded eclipses as portals, thresholds between worlds, moments when the ordinary structure of reality becomes malleable. Some cultures feared them, believing them to be omens of great change, while others saw them as opportunities for transformation and revelation. This eclipse is no exception, and in many ways, it may be one of the most potent energetic events of the year. If you've been feeling unusually introspective, if your dreams have taken on a vivid, almost prophetic quality, or if you've been sensing an unshakable restlessness, know that you're not alone. The cosmic forces at play are stirring something within us all, urging us to pay attention. This is not a time to move blindly through life, dismissing these sensations as mere coincidence. The energy surrounding this eclipse demands awareness, presence, and preparation. What's coming isn't just another moment in time. It's a shift, a crossing point, a moment where the unseen forces of the universe ripple through our lives in ways we may not fully understand until later. The question is, are you ready? The effects of an eclipse extend far beyond what meets the eye. While many recognize the celestial event as a moment of cosmic alignment, its impact on the human spirit is often underestimated. This is not just about shifts in planetary energy. It is a profound transformation that unfolds within each of us, subtly at first, then with increasing intensity as the eclipse reaches its peak. The changes begin days, sometimes even weeks, before the event itself, manifesting in ways that feel both strange and inevitable. You may find yourself withdrawing from social interactions, feeling the need to retreat into solitude, even when surrounded by those you love. Plans that once excited you now seem burdensome. Messages go unanswered, and the thought of engaging with the outside world feels overwhelming. This is not mere coincidence, nor is it a sign of emotional distress. Rather, it is your soul instinctively preparing for the shift that is to come. The energy of an eclipse acts like an invisible force, pulling you inward, stripping away distractions, and forcing you into a kind of spiritual quarantine. This isn't about sadness or apathy. It's about an unconscious recognition that something deep within you is being rewritten. Your mind, your emotions, even your very sense of self are undergoing an upgrade, one that requires silence, solitude, and an absence of external interference. The eclipse functions as a cosmic reset button, recalibrating not just your energy but your entire perception of reality. This is why you feel out of sync with the world, why the usual noise of life seems intolerable, why you crave stillness yet struggle to articulate why. It is not a sign of weakness, nor is it something to fight against. Rather, it is a call to surrender, to allow the transformation to unfold as it is meant to. When the eclipse reaches its climax, the energy shifts dramatically. Some will experience an overwhelming wave of clarity, as if a fog has suddenly lifted, revealing truths that had previously been obscured. Others may feel disoriented, their inner world suddenly unfamiliar, as if they no longer recognize the version of themselves that existed just days before. For many, there will be a profound stillness, a moment in which time itself seems to pause, allowing the weight of the transformation to fully settle. It is in this moment that the real work happens. The eclipse is not just about release, it is about renewal. Just as the moon momentarily obscures the sun, casting the world into darkness, so too does this event momentarily obscure the version of yourself you have known, only to reveal something new, something evolved, something more aligned with who you are meant to become. In the immediate aftermath, a strange quiet will linger, not just externally but within. The tension, the emotional static, the unexplainable restlessness, all of it will dissipate, leaving behind an eerie sense of calm. This is the void, the space in between what was and what will be. Some will feel relief, as if they have finally exhaled after holding their breath for too long. Others may experience exhaustion, their bodies and minds drained from the intensity of the shift. And then there are those who will feel an unshakable discomfort, as if they are standing on the edge of something vast and unknown. This is what is often referred to as the spiritual hangover, the period of adjustment that follows any profound energetic shift. It is during this time that integration occurs, when the changes set in motion by the eclipse begin to take root. The days following the eclipse may feel surreal, as if the world itself has subtly changed. In truth, it is not the world that has changed. It is you. The realignment that has taken place within will begin to manifest in your external reality, bringing with it new insights, new perspectives, and, in some cases, an undeniable urge to break free from old patterns that no longer serve you. This is why eclipses are often associated with turning points, with moments of profound realization that set us on a new path. What felt tolerable before may now feel unbearable. What once seemed important may suddenly feel irrelevant. This is not an accident. It is the effect of stepping into a new version of yourself, one that is more attuned, more aware, and more connected to your purpose. So if you find yourself feeling distant, detached, or disoriented in the days leading up to and following the eclipse, know that you are not alone. This is a process of transformation, a shedding of the old to make way for the new. Trust it. Surrender to it. Allow yourself to be reshaped by the forces at work, knowing that on the other side of this shift, you will emerge not as someone different, but as someone more fully aligned with who you were always meant to be. This is not a moment of loss, but of transition. What you are experiencing is not a lack of motivation or a failure to keep up. It is an adjustment, a necessary recalibration of your energy and purpose. If you try to force clarity, productivity, or immediate action right now, you will only find yourself drained. There's a natural rhythm to transformation, and this moment is a pause, one that will pass, one that is preparing you for something greater than you can yet see. Something within you is stirring, and it will not be ignored. This eclipse is more than a celestial event. It is a mirror reflecting parts of yourself that have long been hidden. And when you look into it, what stares back at you may not be a version of yourself you expected, or one you feel ready to confront. But understand this: you're not meant to be the same person you were before this moment. Growth demands a reckoning, an unveiling, a stripping away of illusions and outdated narratives. Many believe that the shadow self is merely a collection of fears, traumas, and unwanted habits. But in truth, it is also the gateway to your deepest power. What this moment reveals will not be new. It will be something ancient, something that has been waiting beneath the surface of your awareness. You're not gaining something foreign. You are remembering something essential. It is a return, a reconnection to what has always been there, but has long been veiled by distraction, doubt, and conditioning. At first, this unveiling may feel unsettling. It may feel like stepping into a world that has always existed just beyond your reach, one that has whispered to you in dreams, in instincts, in moments of inexplicable knowing. But now the door is wide open. This is not a test of strength or willpower. It is a lesson in trust. The sensations, the thoughts that rise before words, the feelings that surface before logic has a chance to intervene. These are not accidents. They are signals, guideposts on this path of awakening. The more you lean into this shift, the clearer everything will become. The more you resist it, the more lost you will feel. Change does not ask for permission, and transformation does not wait for comfort. But if you surrender to the flow of this moment, if you allow yourself to be guided by something deeper than intellect and expectation, you will emerge from this period, not as someone new, but as someone who has finally remembered the truth of who they have always been. Time, as you have always known it, will begin to unravel before your eyes. It will cease to be a rigid structure, a measured sequence of past, present, and future, and instead become something fluid, something alive. The past will no longer feel like a distant memory locked away in some untouchable vault. It will seep into the now, revealing truths you may have overlooked. The future, once an uncertain horizon, will press closer, whispering possibilities that feel more tangible than ever before. And the present? It will stretch, expand, and morph into something unfamiliar, yet deeply familiar all at once, making you question the very nature of reality. But understand this: what may seem like disarray is, in fact, profound clarity. This is not the world spiraling into chaos. It is your perception widening, breaking free from the conditioned limitations you once accepted without question. You are not losing control. You are gaining sight. You are stepping into an awareness that has always existed beneath the surface, just waiting for you to notice. Most people fear these moments of deep transformation because they mistake them for something happening to them, as though they are being pulled into an unknown current against their will. But that is not the truth. This is happening for you, Every sudden surge of emotion, every memory that resurfaces out of nowhere, every epiphany that strikes with undeniable force. These are not burdens meant to weigh you down. They are keys, unlocking doors you once thought were sealed forever. They are guiding you toward freedom, toward understanding, toward the version of yourself that has always been there, waiting to be seen. This is not just some random occurrence or an abstract cosmic shift. It is a threshold, a crossroads, a moment of choice. And if you find yourself feeling untethered, if you begin to experience the blurring of time and reality, if it all starts to feel like a dream that is slowly waking up with you, do not resist. Do not retreat into the comfort of old frameworks that no longer serve you. Instead, lean in, observe, listen, remember. Because on the other side of this transformation, there is a version of you that has been waiting, watching, knowing. This version of you understands the deeper truths, the ones you were once taught to ignore. It has been calling you home all along. And now, in this moment of expansion, you have the chance to answer. The layers are falling away, dissolving like mist at dawn, revealing parts of yourself that were never truly lost, only buried beneath time, fear, and forgetfulness. You aren't acquiring something new. You're reclaiming something ancient, something that has always belonged to you. And this process is not a sudden revelation, but a slow unraveling, a subtle remembering that seeps into the quiet corners of your existence. It happens in the way certain thoughts surface unbidden, in the way fleeting moments feel strangely significant, in the way dreams refuse to fade upon waking. There's an intimacy to this remembering, a profound sense of recognition that is both exhilarating and unnerving. It is as if the world is whispering in a language you had forgotten you could understand, a language that was always embedded in your being, waiting for you to listen. And when you do, everything shifts. The familiar becomes infused with deeper meaning. The ordinary pulses with something unspoken, yet undeniable. But here's where it becomes even more disorienting. It doesn't feel like magic. It doesn't feel foreign or supernatural. It feels natural, inevitable, as if you are slipping into a rhythm that was always meant to guide you. As if you have always known this path, even when you convinced yourself you were lost. The instincts you once ignored sharpen. The quiet truths you once dismissed become undeniable. And with this heightened awareness comes an acute sensitivity, one that cannot be switched off. You will begin to hear what is left unsaid in conversations, sense the weight of unspoken emotions, recognize patterns and shifts before they even take form. You will see through the illusions that once held you captive, feel the subtle tremors of energy before they ripple outward. And this is where the real challenge begins. Because knowing the truth is one thing, carrying it is another. If your emotions have been unpredictable lately, there's a deeper reason behind it. Something profound is shifting within you. An internal movement that you can sense but may not fully understand. Perhaps you've already noticed how emotions seem to arise from nowhere, overwhelming your mind in one moment, only to dissipate just as quickly. One instant, you feel an unshakable clarity, as if you've uncovered a long-hidden truth. The next, an old fear emerges from the depths of your subconscious, only to fade just as suddenly. It may feel unnatural, almost as if these emotions aren't your own. But this isn't just a fleeting emotional phase or a temporary mood swing. It's something far greater. Right now, your very being is undergoing a profound cleansing. It's as if your soul is being wrung out, drop by drop, releasing every ounce of emotion and energy that has been suppressed, ignored, or buried deep within. The eclipse, this powerful celestial event, is acting as a catalyst, drawing everything hidden within you to the surface with an intensity that may feel overwhelming. Every suppressed feeling, every unresolved wound, every memory you thought had faded, it's all being unearthed, and it's happening fast. Some of these emotions may not even make sense. A sudden wave of sorrow might hit you for no apparent reason, leaving you grasping for an explanation. Frustration may flare up without a clear source, looking for something to attach itself to. And then, in the midst of it all, there might be moments of unexpected joy, like a warm nostalgia wrapping around you in the most surprising instances. It's not instability. It's not irrationality. It's the energy of your past, perhaps even spanning lifetimes, being pulled up and out of you, making way for something new. Because this process is moving so quickly, your conscious mind can't keep up. One moment, the weight of all that has been may press upon you like an anchor. The next, it's gone, leaving you wondering if it was ever real at all. But this is the nature of transformation. This is karmic clearing in its most accelerated form. It is the shedding of old energy, the dissolving of stagnant emotions, the final purge of anything that no longer serves you. As disorienting as it may feel, this is a necessary step in your evolution. The universe is preparing you for a new chapter, a version of yourself, unburdened by the past. Trust the process. Allow yourself to feel everything without judgment. Let these emotions rise, let them move through you, and let them go. This is not the breaking of you. This is the making of you. The energy you've carried within you, perhaps for years, perhaps even across lifetimes, is now rising to the surface with an intensity that can no longer be ignored. It's moving faster than your conscious mind can fully grasp, and as a result, you may find yourself fluctuating between feeling burdened and suddenly weightless, as though the weight of the past is dissipating in an instant. This is not just an illusion. It is the acceleration of change, a transformation unfolding in ways you may not yet understand. And then, the eclipse arrives. This will not be just another passing moment in the sky. It will be a catalyst, an undeniable force shifting not only celestial bodies, but also the unseen currents of energy that weave through your life. The very air around you may feel different, thicker, charged, almost expectant. Time itself may seem to stretch, holding its breath as the universe rearranges itself in ways that cannot be reversed. And within this stillness, something will begin moving toward you. It might not be obvious at first. It could take the form of a fleeting conversation, a seemingly random message, an unexpected decision placed before you, or an opportunity so subtle that it barely whispers its presence. But it will arrive, and it will not linger, waiting for you to catch up. Moments like these are rare. They do not knock twice. The real question is, will you be ready? Will you recognize the significance of what stands before you, or will you dismiss it as just another passing event? So often we seek change. We pray for signs. We dream of transformation, only to overlook the very moments that contain the potential to shift everything. Will this be the moment that alters your path in ways you never imagined? Or will it slip away, unnoticed, left to dissolve into the background of another ordinary day? If you've read this far, thank you. Your time and presence here mean more than you know. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing and becoming part of this journey. Share your thoughts, your experiences, your moments of recognition in the comments below. Your voice matters. Until next time, stay open, stay aware, and trust that what is meant for you is already on its way.